great friend make the trek down from Baton Rouge. 13th year now at LSU. Of course, he was a legendary high school coach for many years at Independence High School, where he won over 200 games, went to the state championship game, and remains very much in touch with high school coaches and high school football. And in fact, he's Director of Football Relations at LSU. And of course, the Tigers open in Houston against Wisconsin this coming Saturday in a battle of ranked teams, and what ought to be one of those tests of testosterone, frankly, because both teams will run the football and run it right at you. So we'll see who the stronger team is. As always, I'm sure he'll regale us with a joke or two and tell us a little bit about LSU Tiger football. Please give a warm welcome from Baton Rouge, LSU's Charlie Baglio. Charlie?
Lester, you've grown up from that skinny little kid, man. Lester played against me at Independence when he was at AME. That's a long time ago. I'm always excited to be here because I know when I'm always here for the first one, and that means it's time for football season to begin. And I'm here to just tell you a little bit about the upcoming season and what we expect, and what you'll see on Saturday night. Kids that are playing, we have an awful lot of positions that we are still in the process of deciding who's going to be where, and they're still battling for positions. You'll see 11 seniors probably playing, 12 juniors, 12 sophomores, and 17 freshmen, either true freshmen or redshirt freshmen on the field. But I'm not here to make excuses for those freshmen because they really are good. We have an awfully young quarterback position battle going on between Anthony Jennings and Brandon Harris. And if that's not enough to be young yet, all of our receivers are young. We have three freshmen, and and two sophomores that's battling it out for those positions. And if you want to go a step further, we have supposedly the best back in the country coming out of high school right here from New Orleans, and Leonard Fournette. And let's hope he's the best back in the country. But he'll be there with us on Saturday night. On our strengths of our team, I think will be our offensive line, and on defense it'll be our linebackers and our secondary. I think that we will probably have two great defensive ends, with a freshman being the third one, who will be a really good player. I think at linebacker, Coach Chavis has told me that this is probably the best linebacker group he's ever coached as a group. There's 4.4 and 4.5 speed throughout that lineup at linebacker. And the secondary is no different. There's 8, 9, 10 guys that are battling for those positions. And, we feel pretty good about it. The offensive line, like I said, is going to be one of our strengths because we have 4 or 5 guys returning there. And we have some other kids that are really battling for position, Our tight end will be one of our strengths finally. We hadn't been too strong at tight end, but we got 2 or 3 kids there. One kid from John Curtis, Dylan Gordon, Dixon kid, and Deshaun Smith from Lake Charles. So we feel pretty good about those positions. Whenever you're battling for positions, you're fighting, and there's a lot of ways that you can fight, but I don't recommend this to many of you, fighting for these positions. I'm going to leave you with this, and then I'll ask you questions. This is how you start a fight. One year I decided to buy my mother-in-law a cemetery plot as a Christmas gift. The next year, I didn't buy her a gift. When she asked me why, I replied, well, you still haven't used the gift I bought last year. And that's when the fight began. My wife and I was sitting at a table at her high school reunion, and she kept staring at a drunken man swinging his drink as he sat alone at the nearby table. I asked her, "Do you know him?" She said, "Yes, he's my old boyfriend. I understand he took to drinking right after we split up those many years ago, and I hear he hadn't been sober since." My God, I said, who would think a person could go on celebrating that long? And the fight began. And the last one. My wife was hinting about wanting something for our upcoming anniversary. She said, "I want something shiny that goes from 0 to 150 in about 3 seconds." I bought her a bathroom scale. And anyway, I'd like to take some questions from you. Raise your hand about the LSU Tigers. Be glad to. Or we can talk about some more fights. Yes, sir.
When is Les Miles going to announce his quarterback?
8:05 on Saturday night. There's no reason to. Both of them's gonna play. They'll both play.
Alternate or just?
Oh, I don't know about that, but they'll both play. And I think that'll go on for the first 3 games, in my opinion. I'm not Cam Cameron, so I can't tell you for sure. Other question? Yes, sir.
I wonder if you would express your thoughts about, you talking about all these freshmen that are playing, and the reason is primarily because you hardly ever have good ball players for longer than 3 years in college. And maybe Curtis Johnson could address this also.
Well, I will tell you this. I think that's a trend that's going to continue. You're not going to juniors will come out a lot quicker now than and they'll continue doing that. That's just the way it's going to be. Kids nowadays are lured to the NFL with that money, you know, and they're going to keep coming out and keep coming out. So you're going to see more and more freshmen that have to play, and that's just the way it's going to be. You know, it's a sad thing, but you know, you can get away with redshirting some of them, but you better make sure you're not redshirting the ones that can help you, because they're not going to be there. But if you redshirt them, you're not going to get the 2 years out of them. So it's a situation that's good and a situation that's bad. When you recruit freshmen now, you can tell them they're going to play because of what's happening, and that's a good part about it. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Hey, Charlie, talk to us a little bit about what's going on with that lawsuit as far as the kids who have sued, so they can get money and that kind of stuff through sponsors.
Yeah.
And I know it's just your personal opinion, but use your crystal ball to tell us where this could go or what the ramifications are.
I really don't think that. I think that something's going to happen somewhere down the line. I mean, there have already been some changes. You know, we have what we call a fueling station at LSU now. It's not where you get gas, it's where you go get food. We have fueling stations to get food so they can have food whenever they want it. Remember the kid from Connecticut, UConn, said he was always hungry after a game? But I think that it's going to be in litigation so long, but I think it's coming. 4 or 5 years down the road, I think there's going to be some changes. I don't know if they'll ever get any pay. I think they'll get more money in their pocket. I think they'll get gas money. I think they'll get money for food. But, you know, the part I don't understand is, and I wish somebody would enlighten me, is the judge, the last case, the judge said that a kid can get part of the money for selling his jersey with the name on the jersey. Well, how many kids sell that many jerseys? 4 or 5 in each school? So it's only going to be 4 or 5 kids getting that money, because some of them more offensive linemen, they don't ever get their jerseys, so, you know. So, I mean, it's the same thing. I don't quite understand that, but that's what I think about it. I don't know. I wish they'd leave it. I don't believe in paying players. I don't think that they should go hungry either, though. I mean, it's something that we're making an awful lot of money in college football right now, and that's where some of the situation comes from. Guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.